Bree here, and I will be your advisor today. It's time to tell people what they should do about their relationship problems. These are all from the subreddit, What Should I Do? Should I tell a woman her fiancé tried to start an affair with me? I'm going to go ahead and say yes. If someone tries to start an affair with you, I think you should always reach out to their significant other and let them know, because they deserve to know that. No, they might not believe you, but it at least plants a seed so that if enough evidence piles up, it can maybe help them to see the lights. My husband and 2 of my 4 girlfriends think I should just block him and stay out of it because it's not my business. However, I feel like A made it my business the minute he sent those messages. Okay, we have the messages that were sent. Are you back, as in this weekend? Yeah, I'm here now. Oh lordy, shall we have an affair? Crying laughing emojis, imagine. So I'm guessing they thought this was a joke. Not sure we could get away with it, but I reckon it would be a lot of fun. Genuinely though, I would like to meet up sometime. You're not even married yet. That's exactly the point. You haven't said yes or no. It doesn't matter if you're married yet, you're in a committed relationship. You shouldn't be trying to start an affair with someone. Oh, that's a hard no. I thought you were joking. Absolutely not. I don't need anyone other than my husband. Oh, that's a shame. We will just have to meet for coffee then, or curry like old times. A, I can't believe you'd consider an affair at this stage. What happened to Jay being your dream girl? I remember you telling me about when you first saw her and you were buzzing you finally got her. What's all this? I'm not sure. Jay's a catch and all, but we had some good times. I've just been thinking about that a lot recently. I cannot even imagine being in this position. I would be so uncomfortable. I noticed how when he said, we'll just have to meet for coffee, she dodged that. Because at this point, yeah, wouldn't even want to meet up for friendly, because it's now inappropriate even if you meet up for a friendly get together. Because I am of the opinion that girls and guys can be friends without anything going on there. But the second that someone makes it clear there is something going on there for them, then you need to draw that line in the sand. So she sent back, my past is well and truly behind me. I don't look back and yearn for any of it. The past was good for the past, and I'm very happy in my present and looking forward to my future. That's a very good way to say that. I'm guessing that these two used to hook up in the past. And then she quoted the last message that he sent. I'd be gutted if I saw my husband send a message like this to someone. I send him back to his past if he liked it so much. Yes. This is true. Let's just settle for a coffee then. Can't have your cake and eat it. I can't in good conscience meet you for coffee now, eh? Good. I understand. Bad play on my hand. That's not a bad play on your hand. There's something wrong with you. I truly do not understand the mentality that people have to cheat. I do not get it. We will just meet and drink water. No, you're not understanding. I really pride myself on being a girl's girl, and truthfully, if I was in Jay's position, I'd want to know. I'm not sure how much context matters, but I feel like it does. When I was 18, 15 years ago, I used to fool around with A. Okay, I did kind of get that impression from the messages. I stopped seeing him when I met someone else, and it became serious. After my divorce, A and I, now in our early 20s, reconnected, but completely platonically this time. We got along really well as friends and never talked about the past. We were both single at the time and just stayed friends. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that if you can have a just friends relationship. But clearly, A can't. At least not now that he's looking at something he can't have. Eventually, he got into a relationship with a girl called Jay, who he'd apparently always had a thing for. I was genuinely happy for him. As the relationship got more serious, A and I spoke less and our occasional catch-up stopped. I figured Jay might not love him meeting up with someone he'd previously been involved with, so I respected that and never pushed. And that's fair. While I don't think there's anything wrong with their relationship, in Jay's position, I don't know that I'd be comfortable with that. Over time, our friendship basically just became the odd Instagram interaction, i.e. liking each other's posts, the occasional comments, etc. The last big update being his engagement to Jay, which I congratulated him on. Then a few months ago, he randomly DM'd, something he hadn't initiated in a very long time. At first it seemed normal, but then he sent the messages and the screenshots. At first I thought he was joking, a bad joke, but still. Then it became clear he wasn't. This happened just before Christmas, and I've been sitting on it since. It sometimes randomly keeps me up at night, and last night I was up until 3 this morning. I understand there are pros and cons to telling or not telling Jay, but I feel the biggest con for me is how heavily this weighs on me. So what would you do, and what should I do? I think you should tell Jay. If you have a way to reach out to her, like be it through Instagram or whatever, absolutely do it, because she deserves to know that her husband, or that her future husband is doing this. And definitely before they get married, because things will be a lot easier if she finds out now versus later. And yeah, she might not believe you, she might think you're just trying to stir drama, but at least your conscience will be clear. Like, at least you've done your part. OP, as in the comments, I met her once before at the very early stages of their relationship, but I don't know if she'd remember me as she was very drunk and it was only for a short time. And I don't know when the wedding is. And someone said, if there's a way to get her number, all you have to do is send her the screenshots and say, hey, I'm a friend of X and he tried to cheat on you with me. Here's proof. That's true. You have screenshots. So there's not really a lot up for not believing you. Someone said, send them to her. Be prepared to lose the friendship, though. I'm at an age where I'm no longer standing by watching my friends make idiotic mistakes with men, though. And OP responded, the friendship ended as soon as I realized that not only did he not respect my marriage, but that he does not respect me at all to even suggest such a thing. I removed him from my Instagram and myself from his right after he asked me to drink water. I wasn't thirsty. So we actually do have an update, and the title is promising. I told a woman her fiancé tried to start an affair with me. Thank you so much to everyone for your comments. I guess I knew what the right thing to do was and really needed the validation after having been told to stay out of it. That's understandable. When a bunch of people are telling you one thing, you would start to kind of second guess your own instincts there. But I don't get why people would be telling her to stay out of it. Jay deserves to know. I sent her a message on Instagram and also shared the screenshots. She messaged me back and said, thanks for sending the screenshots. I appreciate you letting me know. I'm going to have to decide how to handle this now. I told her, you're welcome and good luck, and left it there. As someone else commented, I'm very glad to have this off my shoulders and back onto his. I'm glad I told her, and whatever she chooses to do next, at least now she knows. And unfortunately, we do not know, because I think OP decided to stay out of their business, as she probably should. But she did what I think she should have done. So, I have a feeling they aren't going to get married. I totally agree with this comment. That was an extremely adult thing to do, and I think everyone here is super proud of you for doing that. You just saved that woman from a life with a loser who was going to use her. Okay, moving on to the next post. My boyfriend lied about his age, and I don't know what to do. I'm 19 female, and my boyfriend is, supposedly, 24 male. Or at least, that's what I thought. Already her being 19, I'm so nervous for what this is going to be. We've been dating for about a month and a half, and we've known each other for around 4 months total. This whole time I was led to believe he was 23 and had just turned 24 in March. Yesterday, something felt off. Me, him, and my mom were talking about age gaps and what we thought was acceptable. At one point, he jokingly asked what I would do if I dated someone in their 30s. Me and my mom looked at each other and laughed, and my mom was like, what the f***? No. He got kind of awkward after that, but I didn't think too much of it at the time. Oh no. Later that night, we got into an argument about lying, not even about age, just in general, and I was already upset. After things cooled down, he told me he needed to talk to me. That's when he admitted it. He told me he lied about his age, and that he's actually 32. Okay, so here's the thing for age gaps. Later in life, they can be perfectly acceptable when you're both at like the same maturity level. But 19 and 32, that is a big maturity gap, and that is not okay. And guess what? He knew that. That's the reason he lied. I honestly felt sick. Like, what the f***? I felt so betrayed because our entire relationship started on a lie. It makes me question everything he's told me. Yeah, and also it's just gross and weird. The thing is, I'm really in love with him, and it hurts because if he had just been honest from the beginning, I probably would have still talked to him. I know people judge big age gaps, but I really don't care about that part. What I do care about is the lying. Honey, you are 19. You are still so young. I get why it doesn't seem like as big of a deal to you at that age, but it is. Run. I'm sorry, there are only sketchy-ass reasons for a man to go after a barely legal woman more than 10 years younger than him while lying about his age. Exactly. I'm in my 30s, there is a reason why somebody his age is hitting on younger people, because nobody in his age bracket wants to date him. You don't know what the older women know, and that's something I wish I knew when I was your age. Exactly. I've heard that before of when men go for super young women, it's because the women their age know better. Yeah, this girl needs to get out of there. If the lying is what gets it through her head, then fine, yes. Starting a relationship based on a lie, the fact that he was willing to do that shows you something about his character, and you should call it off for that. But also, the age gap is not okay. He is absolutely taking advantage of her. Next up, I could use some advice for a messy situation. So I, 25 male, have recently started talking again to a girl, 23 female, who I'm interested in and who I think is interested in me. However, the context surrounding us makes the whole situation very messy. For starters, she's an ex-situationship of my best friend and was a coworker up until a few weeks ago. Okay, the coworker thing is whatever, but ex-situationship of the best friend, you need to talk to the best friend and see how they feel about it before you do anything else. She has expressed interest in the past, which has led to previous attempts and dates to try to start something, but things haven't really gone anywhere. One time, I told her that I had feelings for her, and she responded by saying that our situation was weird given her history with my friend, and the fact that we were working together at the time. She said she just wanted to stay friends. But she's also expressed interest in the past. So why would she express interest if she didn't want it to go anywhere? Okay, I'm getting a certain vibe from this girl. I'm gonna read on before I say anything though. Even after that, she would still reach out and talk to me often. She would never make plans, but would always casually suggest ideas, like, oh, we should do this or that sometime. I didn't really follow up on making these plans either because I didn't want to get too attached if she wasn't feeling strongly. She even gave me a like on my Hinge profile, which I ignored because I honestly found it a little weird. Yeah, that is a little weird when she said that she didn't want to do anything with you. It sounded like you're being really respectful of she said that it'd be too weird for you guys to date and you backed off. But she's still giving you these signals. And not in the, oh, she was giving me signals as in she was being nice, but liking your Hinge profile and trying to set up dates. That is... okay. Okay. This changed a few weeks ago when I quit my old job and she prepared a gift basket for my last day. It was genuinely a very sweet gesture that motivated me to ask her out again. Since then, we've gone on 2 dates, but they are framed as hangouts. I do plan on telling her how I feel again, but I've been getting the vibe that she's feeling apprehensive again because you're paying attention to her now. She's only interested in you when you aren't giving her enough attention. I have known girls like this. What happened is she felt you drawing away, so she decided to send out the signals to reel you back in again because she doesn't want to date you. She just wants your attention and wants you. She likes how it feels when you're doting on her and flirting with her. Like I said, I went to college with a girl who was just like this and did this to a good friend of mine. And I have very little respect for women who do this. I understand that it would probably be best to just move on. Yes. But she honestly feels a little hard to let go of right now. Yeah, she designed it that way. Before I felt like I was more attracted to an idea of her, but recently I feel like I've started to appreciate her as she is. At the very least, I feel like I should talk to her to try and get a clearer picture of where each of us are at. You can try that, but it will be the same pattern over and over again. But she can be dodgy and non-confrontational. When I asked her about the Hinge like, she played it off like it was a joke and nothing more. I don't know. Any advice would be appreciated. She is toying with you. Get out. That is my advice. It doesn't sound like she is as interested as you are, but even if she is, what about your friend? That's a great point, because there's still the history with the friends. Are you really ready to mess that up on the chance that you two may hit it off? There are plenty of other women out there. And OP responded, to be clear, my friend doesn't seem to feel weird about it and has encouraged me to go for it. Okay, so the friend thing really isn't an issue, but she's still toying with him. It will just be the same pattern on repeat over and over. He will start showing interest in her, she will withdraw again, be like, no, it's too weird. He will withdraw. She will start sending out the signals again, reel him back in. I've seen it. There are plenty of fish in the sea, bro. Don't get into this messy quicksand. Exactly. Get out. Just get out. I understand she might be a good friend, but you might need to cut her off entirely if she's going to keep doing this kind of thing, because she'll keep messing with your head if you don't. Okay, this next one is just titled Relationship Advice. And that's what we're here for. My partner, 21 female of a few months, recently told me she still talked to buddies that were her good friends. I told her that's not okay with me. Totally fair. I don't think I would feel comfortable with that. The other day, she told me that one of those friends reached out. Okay, hang on. Right now, you said you weren't okay with that, and she's still talking to them? That's a huge red flag. Just talking to them if there's nothing going on, but it's not inherently a red flag in and of itself. But the second you say you're not comfortable with something, and she keeps doing it, That's a red flag. Anyway, the other day she told me one of these friends reached out and wanted to hang out, as in have sex. And she didn't reply to those messages sexually, and she showed me that she really didn't do anything wrong. Okay, but he's still not So I see what she's doing here. She's like, see, look, I'm being loyal. There's nothing wrong here. But he's not comfortable with it. So either you stop doing it, you sit down, you have a real conversation and say why is it so important to hang on to these guys that you've slept with? Do you really have some deep connection and some deep friendship with them that you can't let go of? Is that friendship more important than your partner? These are the questions you need to answer. I also told her I need that person to be deleted and blocked from her contacts. She said done. Okay, that's good. So maybe she isn't actively texting these people anymore. This person just texted her and she just was open with her partner. Right now, we can still give her the benefit of the doubt. But this is a post on Reddit, so I have a feeling we're not going to be able to do that for much longer. When she was showing me the messages on her iPhone, it showed up with the contact photo as the letter D, and then the name was something different. Now, just yesterday, I see you're texting someone with a name that starts with a D, and it's a guy's name, and obviously, I'm not stupid. It's the same person. Not really proud of it, but I went through her phone. So, the going through the phone thing, you had a reason to doubt her. I feel like going through the phone for no reason is a red flag, because it shows paranoia, but if she's given you a reason to doubt her, I don't think there's much wrong with going through the phone, personally. And she has deleted texts from him. I know it was him because the texting styles were the same. She wasn't entertaining him by any means, but she still lied. Yeah, and that is still a violation of trust. Now, if I say anything, she will know I went through her phone. She already knew you going through her phone was a possibility because she was deleting messages. I'm so torn because I've been hurt before, but I don't know how to say anything about this situation. Please help. Thanks. She's violating your trust. I know you don't want to start a big fight, but this is the kind of thing that is worth starting a big fight over, because if she doesn't value you more than she does these past hookups, then you need to get out of there. I don't know that you need to confront her about it. She's just showing you who she is. Very true. She is not a person of her word. She is a person that likes to keep the door open to previous partners. She is showing you that she's not trustworthy. And OP replied, funny part is, when we started dating, we both agreed that trust is the biggest thing for a relationship. And she agreed because her ex did some crappy things to her. I just feel blindsided that she says one thing, but then blatantly lies to me. Well, if someone is okay lying about things like this, I think they would also be okay lying about honesty being important to them. I do think this person is correct, because it's justified in her mind. It's nothing sexual, I swear. It's always how it starts. Then the emotional cheating begins. Sounds like she is with all these deleted messages. Then the physical cheating starts. She's shown you that she will tell you what you want to hear and then go do what she wants anyway. She's practically written it out on a piece of paper. Agreed. I don't think there's any salvaging this relationship. You can try to talk to her, but she will probably lie and gaslight you. But what advice would you give to these people? Let me know in the comments. See ya.